Three, two. All right, we good. Yeah, we're good. All right, what's good, guys? It's your boy Jones the Great, aka Auntie's favorite. Back at it again. I think we're on episode 7 of this podcast. I'm wearing a beanie because your boy is not cut in like a month or over a month. You guys see the beard growing in. It's not intentional. I was supposed to shave this a long time ago, but I'm scared to do it myself. I don't want razor bumps. And my barber, my boy Brian, be hooking your man up, and I'm out here really, really, really struggling. I look like a caveman. I don't want to look like a caveman anymore. I need the beard cut. I need my headline cut, bro. I ain't gonna show you what my headline look like. I'm out here looking crazy. But it's Resurrection Sunday. Would like to give a shout out to your boy Jesus for dying on the cross for us. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Anyway, with that being said, I would like to talk about two things. I know Thanksgiving is a far, far, far away, but I would just like to talk about perspective and the things you should be thankful for. And not only that, but using what you have to get where you want to be. Next week, I want to talk about relationships. We're going to be talking about more broad topics than this, but this is like I guess, ultimate series on just me talking about, perspective and being where you want to be. So let's talk about perspective real quick. When I say perspective, I don't mean like you should be content or happy where you are, but I say perspective in the sense of you should be within a realm of comfortability to where you're working at your highest and your best. And I think the best way, this is Corona has definitely, for me at least, Corona has definitely put a lot of things in a perspective for me. Like, it just shows you, like, bro, I really need to be doing what I have to be doing, because even if you're broke or poor, blah, 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 it's definitely still the time to be doing what you want to do. Because people are dying out here of Corona. Like, it's real. Like, that's how real it is. Like, I think the death toll on Friday, if you listen to this podcast, it's going to come out today anyway. If you listen to this podcast, as of Friday, April 10th, the death toll is like 2,000. Or it was 2000, and that is scary. I think that was in New Jersey alone too. So it's real. Like, definitely make sure you're protecting yourselves. But with that being said, I feel like it's definitely not a better time to go for what you want to go for, because the perspective is like, okay, yo, like, literally, like, people are really out here like catching corona. Death is really a thing, and it's nothing. I don't make light of it. I just say it to say that it's 2020 is a crazy time, but you still have that time to maneuver and do what you want to do and not just be stagnant. I think that being stagnant is really dangerous, because if you're not moving, you are gonna regret it later. And I could say that for me for proof. Like, if I stopped doing something for a week, I feel like I missed out on that week. That week, a hit could have been made. I could have drew my best masterpiece yet. I could have been investing into something. So I feel like don't miss your wave either, because your wave does come, and everybody's time is up after a certain point. And that's not to scare you. I'm just saying, after a certain amount of time, unfortunately, your wave and your time is up. You only have a small window of opportunity before you get the knock on the door and it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? And you only get that little bit of time. So I would definitely say, put everything you want into perspective, write that bad boy down, and then just shoot for it, bro. Like, go for it, because you do not know. Like, it's scary, but it's also a blessing, because it puts a little urgency and it puts a little battery back to be like, oh snap, like, okay, the world stopped. Like, I got this amount of time. Let me bop 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 bop. Let me keep moving. So I would say, definitely, if you are stagnant, don't feel bad about being stagnant, because now is literally your time. Like, today is your today, and tomorrow is your tomorrow. But yo, I just say, wake up, bust it, get it cracking, go for you, and do you. So, another thing I would love to talk about today is just like where Corona is at right now too. Because when I first had talked about it like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I didn't realize how crazy. I had no idea how much more wild it was going to get. And now, like, at first I was taking it as a joke, but now I'm really out here wearing gloves, and I'm really out here wearing masks, and then you like see this store got corona, that store got corona, this store got corona, this person got corona. You're just like, dang, like, is heavy. Like, this corona is, not only is it real, but it really just shows you, like, bro, like, it's like the unexpected can definitely happen. So I feel like that's why preparation is definitely another key to living the smoothest life you can, because with preparation, you're like, okay, like, yeah, anything could happen, but it's like, yo, if you have no savings, if you have no savings plan, or if you are making enough money and you're not saving it, or if you feel like, yo, like tomorrow's tomorrow, let me live my best life, I would feel like, yeah, it's like a weird balance. You have to have like this urgency to have build a future, but you also want to be in the now. I feel like that's the weirdest medium, but it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense as you get older, because you're like, oh, okay, like I want this $5,000 car. I make $500 a week at my job. So within 5 or 6 months, maybe I can save for it. But I have other bills. But if I prioritize and want that car, you're gonna get that car. So that's why I always say, like, priorities are crazy, bro. Because I feel like we definitely prioritize the things that we really, really want, but we don't prioritize the things we need sometimes. Like, a great example is you. A lot of men, I'm guilty of it. We don't prioritize the doctor. But if I want that new rim for my car, if I want those new Ferragamos, or if I want those new Yeezys that just dropped, which are hard, by the way. I don't care what you guys said. Those new Yeezys go hard. If you haven't seen them, go peep them. But those new Yeezys, I want those new Yeezys. I'm gonna save for those. I'm gonna drop 200 on those. But when it comes for me investing in my business, or me buying a microphone, or me getting the camera I need, that's gonna elevate me. I'm just like, nah, I can get that anytime, bro. It's like, is this idea really gonna work? We never invest in the things we need. We always invest in the things we want, and we're all guilty of that. I'm super guilty of that. We definitely, I've seen it too, where I have definitely prioritized other things over some things, like things that are important, and I'm just like, not today. Let me just move over this over to the side. And I feel like you definitely too don't prioritize other things over your health and well being either. And that being said, like when it comes to peer pressure, like I'm sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely cool to miss a party or two sometimes. It's definitely cool to like stay in and read. It's definitely cool to like be inside. And now you're seeing that, like, that's it. That's what I wanted to get to. Corona has definitely shown that, like, it's really okay to be in the house, bro. Like, and I'm not speaking on, I'm not speaking on everybody's situation, but I would say that for certain people, like how the malls are closed, like it's like, yeah, if you were a shopaholic and now the malls are closed, now you're like, ooh, what am I gonna do now? I mean, now you know what? That's a double entendre, because you could definitely shop online, but I would definitely say that's part of prioritizing too, because now you can't. There's no malls open. Nothing's open. The the deal. I'm pretty sure car dealerships are closed too, so you can't look for a new car. You kind of have to, like, everything is online right now. But for sure, I will say that. With that being said, you have to prioritize the things that you want, and sometimes prioritize the things that you need. So I feel like I would definitely, if you want to start anything, if you want to start just like anything, I don't care what it is. If you want to start, I feel like definitely prioritizing. I'm bridging off of my last podcast, but prioritizing is first though, because you could have a vision for anything, or you could have a dream for anything, but if you aren't prioritizing it, then it's not. It's like, yeah, bro, I want to be the best NBA player in the world, but you're not shooting gyms in the gym. You're not shooting shots in the gym. Or I want to have the biggest makeup business in the world, but you're not doing anything to execute that. And that's the worst thing to me. And that's one thing about me. I'm not a huge talker. Like, I'm not going to tell you every single aspect of the vision that I have, but I am going to execute. I am going to execute. And I feel like we talk ourselves out of things when we talk about them. I feel like put them in your journal, write them down, keep them somewhere safe. Don't speak about them out loud and just shoot for the gusto. Because definitely, bridging off of the last podcast, definitely have the vision and don't tell the whole world, but you have to prioritize your vision though, because that's where the misconception comes in. Is like, you really want this business and you really want to hustle for it, but then like day 3 you get sweated out. You're like, you know what, man, I don't want this business today. And then you want it again tomorrow because you see blah, blah, blah on the TV are super successful, or sometimes jealousy and zealous kicks in because they're more successful than you. But I don't think there's somebody more successful. I just think that if somebody's more successful than you, quote unquote, minus the people that didn't really work for it, the people that are super successful are just hard workers, bro. That's like anything. Like, anybody could be a rapper. Like, it's not that hard to be a rapper, but it's like, what separates the Coles and the Kendricks from the other people? I'm not gonna bash, but you guys know what I'm getting to. Like, I feel like the hard work and the priorities, like, you prioritizing it. Like, if you want to be the biggest artist in the world, you're gonna prioritize it and work your butt off and be in the studio 24/7 to make that happen. You're not gonna be worried about the diamonds, the jewelry, and the girls, because at the top, a lot of those distractions are automatically weeded out. And that's what I think separates goats and the greats from regular one hit wonders or just regular people. It's just like the hard work. It's hard work. And you could say it's handed down from you, but I've seen a lot of businesses that are handed down, a lot of money that's handed down. Those kids fall under the wayside anyway. So it has to be, you have to set the perspective and set the lane for yourself. Or like, it sounds, it sounds super cliche, but create your own lane, bro. Like, set your vision and go crazy. And that's, yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna definitely come back crazy with a longer podcast for you guys. This is just a quick perspective I have. Look out for more content. This has been your boy Jones, aka Auntie's favorite. Make sure you keep listening. Go to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.